the friendship between Flo and myself has blossomed to great heights, and I'm so excited. I truly love this man, and I'm going to be doing so many amazing things together. So Flo Karuna, aka Nature Flo, is world soul traveler that journeyed out throughout the planet with miracles occurring through intuition and faith. He has been referred to as a channel for Earth consciousness and is passionate about sharing new offerings that unify the planet for the next 7 generations and beyond. His life has been dedicated to empowering others, the teachings of Mother Earth, and connecting others to the Galactic Realms. He is the creator of the group of Oracle Masters of Light and the Pleiadian Starseed Oracle deck. He is also the founder of Star Codes, which offers Starseed Activations and so much more. Hey, brother.
Aloha.
Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Great to see you. Feeling good. I'm riding the emotional waves. I heard Esu talking a little about that, and I'm in the same boat today. It's interesting preparing for these talks because as a quote unquote cosmic messenger, the you have to prepare your body. You have to get the right nutrients, you have to drink the right water, and allow for yourself to be an open channel of the divine. So, in that process of preparing, it could bring out a lot in you, stuff maybe that you've been pushing behind or you haven't been looking at. So, that was happening to me today.
Mm,
So, I think we're all in a similar boat, so to speak.
mm-hmm. Definitely, brother. Thank you for sharing. So I'm just gonna go on mute, and then you can just take it away.
Sure. And I just want to say congratulations to you, Neil. The 14th, if I heard correct, 14th anniversary of
Hmm.
Portal to Ascension.
Yeah, yeah.
You're an OG of the spirit, original Galactic, right?
Dude, I love that. Thank you, man.
Yeah, so just honored to be part of this Portal to Ascension. I mean, every time I connect in this space, in this community, and feel all the beautiful beings here, I know that we're in a good timeline. We're in a timeline where the awakened souls are coming together, and we're here to remember who we are, remember our truth, and support each other emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and resource wise. And this is why we've all gathered in this time, 2022. We've come to recreate or rewrite the script. Each one of you has been embedded onto this planet with unique quote unquote codes, as I like to call them. Codes that the masses want to experience right now. Codes in your inspirations, codes in your passions and your service work, codes in everything you represent. And I do a lot of work with the Starseed family. And I feel the Starseed is a natural rebel to society. Not a rebel in the context where we want to create conflict, but a rebel because we are embodied with such a revolutionary frequency and revolutionary ideas that we're naturally going to be labeled a rebel in a society that's still awakening and evolving. So, in that context, to be a galactic being like each and every one of us, or be conscious of that, there could be a degree of not fitting in. There could be a degree of not fitting in with your family, with certain friend cycles, circles, and whatever. And this is the blessing of this time. We can see us being like the black sheep or the cosmic sheep of our family as something that we could potentially lower our vibration and see as a hindrance to who we are. But if you look at it from like a deeper perspective and we look at how civilizations and societies have operated before us in this past cycle, there has been a lot of adherence to mimicking others, mimicking what the authorities tell you and suppressing your unique authenticity. So, the gift that we all have right now through each and every one of us is to express and allow this authenticity of our soul to come out. the authenticity that source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, embedded you in this reality for you to be the ultimate expression of yourselves. And when each and every single one of you allows this freedom of your authentic expression to come out, we begin to reshape this world. So there's an ecologist in India, Verdana Shiva. I don't know if anyone's heard of her, but she speaks a lot about monoculture, how factory farms are planting one seed and they're just growing one sort of product. What this is doing is actually creating a lot of imbalance in the ecosystem because Mother Earth is the planet of diversity. When you study the ecosystems, when you study the flora and fauna and the unique habitats on our beautiful Earth, there's a commonality amongst all, and that is diversity. In Mother Earth's diversity, we flourish as a civilization and flourish as a healthy planet. And this is the opportunity that is being presented to each and every one of you right now to showcase who you are without guilt or shame. We've been talking how, we're in this full moon cycle right now, and it's bringing out stuff. It's bringing out emotions. It's bringing out certain stuff in people. We're all different, but at least it's bringing out of me and hearing the past two panelists. And what I feel is this release, this emotions that are flowing out of us are giving us the space to tap into our authentic truth. And one of the tools that we could use in this lifetime to not let these releases override us is to be in a place of non-judgmental awareness, non-judgmental feeling, and entering into the viewer consciousness, or you're observing yourself. And when you are in this place of observation and you simply allowing the emotions to come through and not reacting, being in a place of balance, a miraculous thing begins to happen in your being. What happens is your mental state doesn't connect energetically with the emotional signature that is playing out, and a doorway opens for it to release out of your system with ease and grace. And we have to understand that a lot of the information that is playing out in our energetical body isn't necessarily us, quote unquote. It's more like a passing wave, a passing wind that is just going through our system and exiting. And it's important that we become aware. Somebody's angry in the comments. Peace to you, bro. But it's important that we become aware of these sensations within us and allow them to pass through with ease and grace. And this has really assisted me in my lifetime, going through the various layers, going through the various ancestral programs and obstacles or opportunities that are inside of ourselves. So I invite you all, when these emotions arise, to take the deep calming breath, fill the prana into your temple and vessel, and allow your vibration and calibration to neutralize in the place of non-judgmental awareness. And being in a place of non-judgmental awareness is what opened myself to the galactic field. The year was 2006, and I was invited to an enlightened conference. That's what it was called. And there was a speaker talking about him entering a certain state of awareness. So that day, before I went to the conference, I made a commitment to myself. I guess it was out of synchronicity to be in a place of non-judgment. That was my goal for the day. So I got to the conference and it was going great. And there was this homeless man who was part of the conference. So I began to have a conversation with this gentleman and I asked him, "What brought you to this conference today?" And he told me that he ended up meeting galactic beings who came down And they were very enlightened in their energy field, very enlightened and benevolent in how they communicated with him. And he wanted to learn more by coming to this conference. Now, this was in 2007, and I was brought up with a lot of society programming of what exactly is an alien, right? So I never heard at that moment that aliens can be benevolent and enlightened in nature. Actually, that just completely opened my mind and it made a lot of sense. So I ended up inviting this gentleman to a coffee after the conference for him to share with me his experience. This was the opening of so much awareness to me, but this being shared that he was taken aboard a ship and he met many enlightened beings who I feel were the Pleiadian beings. And they were imposing on him a certain energy in his field that was increasing his energy, increasing his vitality, and allowing him to understand this reality from a more deeper level and scale. And that day completely opened my awareness, and I share that it's because I committed to non-judgment. And if that day, for whatever reason, that was the day I committed to non-judgment, if I didn't commit to being in a place of non-judgment that day, I wouldn't have had this opportunity to engage with this being and be open to receive his messages. And this is what I feel is such a tool in our existence, to have humility and have the ability to be open to receive information beyond what we know. And today, the topic I wanted to talk about was soul gifts. We hear about these soul gifts in ourselves and other people. And I really wanted to tune into the question, how do we access our soul gifts and bring them to this earth reality in a clear way? And the more I meditated on this question, the more I connected it with my personal life, I learned and I realized that to tap into our soul gifts, we have to have an ability to step away from who we think is the I and enter into a bigger I that is in the field of unity. This is the opportunity for you as a human incarnate in this great planet called Earth to step in and experience something much greater than you thought you know you were capable of. A lot of these athletes, a lot of these people who have done great stuff on planet Earth, great accomplishments, have spoken about that a current, a frequency began to just like merge with them, and they weren't trying anymore. And when I looked back at my life, it was allowing this openness, allowing this current to enter into my being and open me up into soul gifts that each one of you hold, each one of you possess. So there are many soul gifts that we could talk about. We hear about psychic abilities, we hear about telekinesis, we hear about individuals who have an ability to manifest. I am a student of the yogis of India. I have a very strong connection with Mahavatar Babaji, one of the Kriya Yoga lineage masters. And I would go deep into the studies of Lahiri Maharshi, Sri Yukteswar, and a lot of individuals that we don't know who were students of them. And I would hear stories that would completely just blow my awareness. So there's one story about a master in India. He's in his 80s, he's in his late 80s, and his body is starting to deteriorate. He tells one of his students that tomorrow I'm going to be swapping bodies. Yes, you're going to have to meet me at a specific location tomorrow, and I will be there in different form. So the student was like, Master, are you losing your mind a little? Or he was starting to doubt or question what this master was saying. So he just was loyal to his master, and the next day he goes to this river spot, waiting his master just like he was told, and this new being shows up. He's in a younger body, he's in his 20s, but he is the same consciousness of the master. And this being begins to speak, and he speaks exactly the same as his Guruji, just that he's in a different physical vessel. And he begins to explain to his student that he was aware in the soul field that an individual was transitioning from his body, and I guess he sensed that it was a great new vehicle to enter. Now, the reason I share this story, not just to open our awareness to what is capable in this experience of consciousness, but to remind us that this is just temporary. This body we reside in is a vehicle of consciousness, and we are connected to something much more greater, which is the soul. And to access this soul field is, I feel, the basis of us connecting to our soul gifts. So one of my jobs, they told me to be very personal today, so I'm going to share a lot of personal stories, but one of my jobs on this planet is to be a cosmic messenger. I communicate a lot with the galactics. I don't like to refer to it as channeling. I feel it's a conversation where I hear a voice and we're just engaged in a conversation, kind of like Neil and I talking at the beginning. So it's very normal. Sometimes they appear in front of me and there's a conversation, but the basis is that there's an exchange of energy. And the more I begin to contemplate on how exactly is this process occurring, that I'm getting communication with the star family, the more it became clear that my consciousness wasn't just embedded into my physical vessel, which is, I think, very important, and we have to be grounded at this time, but also it was connected to my auric field and my energy body, which is constantly in communication with these subtle aspects of reality. And this, I feel, is the doorway to access our soul gifts. If you're trying to experience something that you've experienced from a different lifetime, or it's embedded into your Akashic field, the opportunity at hand is to become aware of your aura, to become aware of this residue of frequency that is vibrating around your body all the time. And I feel the more we become sensitive to our auric field, the more we connect to the bridge to spirit. So this is what I feel the auric field is. It's a bridgeway between the third dimension or fifth dimension to the spirit world. And this is the power you all have right now, family. You have the power not just to be this person that you grew up on the earth plane, but also connect to the multitude of gifts and resources that have always been with you since day one. And we live in a society that tries to suppress this. They throw us to the educational system, and they don't talk about, the subtle aspects of reality. And many of us have to rediscover, go on a journey, and reconnect to who we are. So, yes, connecting with our children is perhaps our most highest objective right now. We have this new generation that have so much compassion. I mean, I feel like crying thinking about that. I mean, I have so much love for them, and they're embodied in this earth school, and the technology, they're getting lost in technology world, which technology has its benefits, but out of balance, it could begin to fry our nervous system, and the nervous system is the way of transmission. The nervous system is how you receive energy, process it, and be able to process it. So we are all beings of upper technology. We are technology. And the more that we bring the pranic force into us, the more that we increase the speed of our nadis, our energy centers, the more we're able to have these exchanges with higher multidimensional beings. So this is important, family. I always like to say, everyone wants to talk to the star family or tap into their soul frequency, but there's some groundwork that needs to happen. And the groundwork is starting with your physical vessel. Your physical vessel is the root of everything you're going to accomplish on Earth. And fortunately, we have many tools that we could use. So one tool that I use is, I don't know if you can see that, I work a lot with water. So water has an ability to be programmed. Water has an ability for your intention to fuse with it, and for you, through your intention, through whatever you're imposing into the structure of water, it's going to take on that, because water is a shapeshifter. Water could adjust to little crevices, water can open, water can expand and evaporate, water can just about do everything. And that ability of water is also existing on a deep molecular level that is matching your energy, matching your frequency, and is granting you the ability for it to be programmed. So the Octurians have helped me with this idea, but oftentimes I place my hands in water and ask for it to activate my multidimensional consciousness. And then I follow my intuition, and normally involves drinking a lot of water. And it's amazing how fast you can clear your emotions, your energy bodies, and the stuff that is, caught up in the day to day. So I encourage you, family, as we go on this journey today, and as we start with our physical vessel, to begin using water as a technology. We are 80% water. We live on a water planet, and we have been embedded into this earth school, of course, to understand water, because water is the basis of this reality. And on a deeper scale, water is intelligent. There is a consciousness to water that, when we choose to engage in a dialogue with it, or choose to see it for the genius it is, water will reveal its truth, and you can begin to work with it. So seeing the genius of any element continues with everything in this reality. If you, through your perception, choose to see something as genius and alive, it will reveal itself to you. But if you see something as not intelligent, not aware, not consciousness, your wish is the universe's command. And this applies to people in your life, animals, trees, you name it. We have an ability, through the power of our perception, to open doorways, to open communication, and to reclaim the narrative that has been embedded by the original caretakers of this earth, that all is alive to all our relations. We are in this alive field, and we are merging together. So that will assist you. And I want to give a lot of tools today, because I feel like we have a population and a group that really wants to embody their soul gifts. So once the body is operating at an optimal frequency, and in addition to water, I think exercise is very important, at least for myself as a starseed. Maybe other people could relate to it, but without exercise, my being is not generating the energy in a proper dynamics, and there's stagnancy. And if there's stagnancy in the energy body, it's hard to really absorb these multidimensional codes that are constantly intermingling with us. So my mission to the Starseeds is to be in your body, be connected with your earth, and from there, everything will evolve. So once you feel like your body is operating at a frequency or vibration that's in, assisting with your soul path, we can begin to enter into more subtle planes of existence. And meditation, I know we hear about meditation all the time, but I meditate a lot, but actually we have shifted a cycle. So if you talk to me like past before 2016, I would be almost monk like in my meditation practice. I would be meditating 7 to 8 hours a day and just fully immersed in the spirit world. But as we enter this feminine cycle that we're in, slowly tilting feminine, it's actually, we don't have to meditate like a monk anymore. The pressure is off you to fulfill the blueprint that the masters did in that cycle. In this new cycle, we need adjusting and adapting. And what is called is brief meditation. 15 to 20 minutes meditation a day is sufficient, in my opinion, at this time, to just clear your mind or reorganize your thoughts and allow you to see the beauty of this reality. And why meditation is so important, if you haven't already heard enough things, is it gives you an organizing principle in your awareness. So you can actually see reality for what it is without your thoughts impeding in the way. So do your 15 minutes and you will notice great things. So we've talked about body, we've talked about mind. Now let's go to the auric field. The third stage, there's no right order, but the third thing I like to focus on then is the auric field. And the auric field is genius, family. The auric field is incredible. And it's very important that we become sensitive to this part of our being, because it could be impeding and impacting our lives if we're not aware. So some days, like, I'm feeling off and I just feel like, oh man, I can't just like come back into my harmony that I know I'm capable of being in. And I'll do my meditation practice, I'll scan my body and everything's like feeling good. But sometimes I forget to pay attention to my auric field, because just like the body needs a maintenance and the mind needs maintenance, welcome to planet Earth, there's always going to be dust after a couple of days, right? The auric field also needs a level of maintenance. And maintenance is not like hard work or you have to do something. The maintenance is you being conscious, you being aware of this field. And through your awareness, you're going to realize that we as humans tend to collect a lot in our day to day. And through our awareness and our non-judgmental place of awareness, we can clear our aura field. So the aura is very interesting. And one thing it responds to very well is color. You can attempt right now to, okay, let's just do exercise. Let's just close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. And let's begin to just sense the aura field around us. It could be anywhere from an inch to many meters stretching out. But we just want you to become aware of this field. Maybe feel a different sensation here. And just inviting you, without any judgment, to feel the color of your aura now. Maybe you're multicolored. Maybe you have a certain color for the moment. But just simply pay attention to this field. And now we're going to try something. So you're aware of your aura. You're aware of this field. I'm going to invite for you to invite a specific color that you're not seeing right now into your field. Perhaps let's all invite light purple, like the background I'm color I have. Let's invite a light purple to rain down on our auric field. Maybe filling in gaps or cracks, but just feeling this light purple envelop us. And we want you to become sensitive to any changes you're feeling now in your emotions, in your mind, just any sensations. Just pay attention. Okay, now let's slowly open our eyes. And the purpose of that very subtle exercise is maybe you're going to notice a difference when you invite a color in to your field. Maybe there's going to be a little shift. Maybe you're going to feel more calm, or maybe more energized, or whatever it is. But there is something that is occurring from a level. And we do this exercise because we want you to realize what an impact the aura field is having on your day-to-day awareness. And it's in this aura field, which is actually more a bridge to the different dimensional planes where we can sense the star family. It's here in the aura field where we could sense the spirit world, where we could sense the Akashic field, and where we could access our soul gifts. So, coming back to the story of the master in India, consciousness is beyond your physical vessel. And the more I started to contemplate on how am I communicating with star family, the more it became clear is an element of this being's consciousness is traveling or meeting in a different plane of reality. And how you, as a human who wants to expand their multidimensional awareness, is you can experiment with sensing your auric field and then maybe shifting it to another intelligent form, like a tree, like a plant, like an animal. And what you will sense is when the consciousness shifts to something outside of you, while you're still connected with yourself, it begins to get a blueprint for that entire being's field. You begin to feel their emotions. You begin to sense their thoughts, sense what they're going through in the day, even sense like their past lifetimes. And this is how I personally get information. I mean, it was unconscious, it was just happening, but breaking it down into the conscious level, the consciousness was reaching out beyond itself, getting information and coming back. And this is the gift that you all hold, that we all hold as empowered beings on this earth, to be receptors of the subtle planes, be receptors of the dimensional field, and to be this bridgeway between the humans and the star family. There's always a step that each species has to take. Many of these star family beings that we work with are taking a step to come to our dimensional field. And we, as humans or hues or whatever you want to call us, we have to take a step in the dimensional plane to create this bridge network between us and the galactics. And that is what is happening right now. We are in the pioneer stages of us entering into the councils, the galactic councils, the star federations, and being this galactic society that we have been destined to become. So may your mind, body, and soul connect you to your various soul gifts. Now think about like psychic abilities. It's once again connected to the aura or the sensitivity to the world around you. Psychic abilities is You receive information, you receive thoughts, and you receive visions from something outside of yourself. Once again, there's an element of you going beyond your human self, getting information and pulling it back in. And this is the future, my family. This is where we are headed. We are entering into the age of intuition, which in this feminine cycle is the way to succeed. Planet Earth 2022. We do not have a lack of information. There's a topic available. There's education on every topic in the internet. Simultaneously, there's different perspectives. So there's research that supports one train of thought, and then there's research that supports another train of thought, even though they're the exact opposite. So, with just simply being logical, we're not going to get the full essence of truth. And the empowerment right now is for each and every one of you to experience the subtle planes of your being, of reality at large, and that will give us the tools to decipher what is authentic and truthful and what is not. And as we develop this group consciousness that is attuned to their intuitive abilities, the false leaders on planet Earth are going to begin to crumble, because we as humans are going to be able to see right through them with our abilities. And that is what is happening right now. We are seeing through agendas, we are seeing through false, I don't want to say fake, but false leaders. And we are opening up in the mastery rests within yourself. You are the change you've been seeking. And we honor you for being on this planet and entering into this time of upgrade. May your cells be upgraded. May your heart be open to receive all the divine currents, and may peace be in your heart and soul. I thank you all for your time. I love you and grateful to have you here with us. And I'll just say quickly, if you want to learn more about my work, you could check out star-codes.com. And what we're trying to do is empower people to be their own galactic ambassadors and have their own conversations with the Star family. So I love you all, and Namaste.
Thank you so much, Brother Flo. And I want to just take a moment to tell everybody about your event that's upcoming, right? So let's do that real quick.
Sure.
So let me just first say that I can't say enough about you, man. Like, we've definitely been growing, our connection's been growing, and we have all these overlaps in which we're going to be contributing and working together some great, amazing projects. We even did the Egypt and StarSeed, the Star Family conference with each other about a month ago. But you have another event coming up, so I'm just going to share screen. We'll take a couple minutes here. Why don't you tell everybody about this?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, we have the Lyra conference on April 23rd, 2022, this upcoming Saturday. And it's part one of a Remember series of conferences that actually we're going to be co-creating with Portal to Ascension too. So these conferences are built on individuals who are connected to a specific constellation. In this case, we're exploring Lyra, and we've got amazing souls who have uncovered their memories, uncovered the teachings of Lyra, and they're here to make us remember. And I feel it's important that we come together in groups, and when we come together in groups, we enter into group consciousness, and we're able to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So April 23rd, we're going to be doing this conference. We have an amazing group of people, and yeah, hope to all see you. And I know Neil and I are going to be continuing that torch, maybe at the end of this year and next year too. So we'd love to have you all there. Neil, I really want to say, every time I tune into your energy, man, I always feel like a galactic commander.
Yeah. That's a great compliment, man.
Oh,
I feel it too. And I feel that I already know, like, we're already going to be producing a few conferences together every single year, but definitely want to see like where this is going to blossom into, because I feel like you and I are going to be working like hand in hand, like in person, literally creating the new Earth. Like creating structures and buildings for the new Earth. So I just love just witnessing how it's all just evolving. You know.
Agreed. It's
Mhm.
the reunion, and
Yeah, straight up,
it
man.
feels like a reunion for sure.
Love you, brother.
Love you and love to all. Thank you for hearing me out and have a blessed day.